Today is the release of the Clone Wars anthology book, Stories of Light and Dark. Unfortunately, this is probably my least favorite Star Wars release in a while. None of the stories are poorly written or anything, but I don't think this book was written for me in mind, which is fine. I think From a Certain Point of View is so much fun, and I cannot wait to read the new one later this year, but that book works so well because, as the name implies, it offers up new points of view for stories we already know and love. We get to learn more about lesser-known characters. But for the most part, Stories of Light and Dark stays focused on the major players. I will point out that the story by Sarah Beth Durst was my favorite of the bunch exactly because it chooses to focus on Katuni. While revisiting the arc with Ahsoka and Hondo and all the younglings, we get to learn about one of the kids. We see her struggles and her triumphs and what they mean to her, and I found it to be really effective. I felt like I learned something new that I wouldn't have picked up on from the episode itself. But for all the other stories, it seemed like I might as well just watch the Clone Wars. There are still some cool moments sprinkled throughout. Jason Fry's Yoda story covers the very first episode of the series, but has a more ominous tone since we know how it all ends. Or there's Dooku's story, which mentions Rael Averross. I'll always appreciate stuff like that. And Padme's story is strangely very relevant to today's political and economical landscape. But when it comes down to it, I think this book is just primarily not for people who have seen the series. It's written for ages 8 to 12 or grades 3 through 7. I could see this book being an entry point to the Clone Wars for younger fans, maybe new Star Wars fans who were introduced to Star Wars through the sequel trilogy or Star Wars Resistance, and they're growing into the age where the Clone Wars would be perfect for them. And I am all for that. But as an older fan, as someone who is already very familiar with the stories in here, I didn't feel like I personally got much out of it. I should point out that the review copy of the book that was sent out only had 10 stories in there. For some reason, the very last one, titled Bug and written by E. Ann Covery, was excluded. I admit that I'm intrigued by that. I definitely want to know why it's being kept secret for now. It could change my tune on the book for sure, but as of right now, if you're a fan my age and you're not a completionist, I would say skip this one. On the other hand, if you've got a young reader that you're hoping to usher into the world of the Clone Wars, this might just be perfect for them. If you're interested in the Clone Wars Stories of Light and Dark, you can pick it up for free on Audible by clicking on the link in the description or by going to www.audibletrial.com/Star Wars Explained. The audiobook is out right now, and the production value on all the Star Wars audiobooks is very high with music and sound effects. It's like listening to a movie. Signing up for an Audible trial will get you a credit for one free audiobook, and you can use it on Stories of Light and Dark or just about any Star Wars book you can think of. Or get any book you want. The point is, you get a free book, and you'll be supporting the channel when you do. But that's it for today. If you haven't already, please like this video, subscribe to the channel, follow us on Twitter, Instagram, and Facebook, and consider checking out our Patreon page. As always, thanks for watching, and may the Force be with you.